Echo has an amazing advanced feature known as the peer assessment tool. This tool allows students to assess their peers in Echo using a rubric. If you are a teacher who would like to use the same function to give your students individual or group feedback, there is a way to do it. Today we'll go through the steps that will allow you as the course teacher to use the peer assessment feature to assess your students. Because this feature was specifically created for student-to-student assessment, there are a few workarounds we will have to do so that we can use this tool to assess students and teachers. First, we will create a student account for ourselves, the course teacher. So first you're going to log in as a teacher to Echo, and for the course you want to add yourself as a student to, you're going to go ahead and click the People tool on that course card. From the People page, you're going to select the Tools icon in the top toolbar, and then select Manage Enrollments. On this screen, you'll want to click Add, and you'll want to leave the role as a student. Because peer assessment only allows students to assess other students, we want to add ourselves as a student so that we can use the tool as well. Next, click the Create a New User button and add your first name, your last name, your username, and your password. So since I'm the teacher for this course, I'm going to make my first name Mrs. and my username M. Johnson, and my password. So you want to make it really easy and simple to remember so that you don't have another username and password to remember. Then you'll click Create. And next you'll click Enroll. Yes, I want to enroll Mrs. Johnson as a student. Now you have created your very own student account, but still obviously allows students to know that it's you, their teacher, who's leaving them the feedback. Hit Close. Now you'll have the ability to log in as a student and assess your students using the peer assessment feature. Let's check it out. Before we log in as a student, let's first make sure that you have a peer assessment activity created in your course. Come to the editor. And within this project and benchmark 1, I have created a peer assessment, and it's called State Reflection. If you haven't done this yet, you'll need to make a peer assessment before you can assess your students. All right, so now I'm going to log out of my teacher account and log in as that new student account that I just created. So now I'm logging in as a student in my own course. The only course that's appearing on my page when I'm logged in as a student is that course that I just enrolled myself as a student in. Now I'm going to click on my course, find that peer assessment tool or that peer assessment activity. Here it is. Now I can assess each of my students using the rubric I either chose or created when I built this assessment. So I would just go through one at a time, grab a student, select their name, give them feedback, or fill out their rubric, give them feedback and points. I can leave private notes to myself because I am the teacher, and then I'll click Save. And I can continue to do that for each and every student. And then when my students go in and they look at the peer assessment activity, when they're logged in as a student, they'll be able to see that it was from Mrs. Johnson and that I was the person that gave them the peer assessment. And when I'm all done, I'll hit Submit. If you need to know how to create a peer assessment activity or how to create a rubric or add a rubric to that peer assessment activity, check out the link in the comments below. It's called What is a Peer Assessment Activity and How Do I Add One to My Course? That's another video taking you through the steps on how to create the activity that you want to assess your students on. And that's it. That's how you as a teacher can use the peer assessment feature to give your students feedback.